Hello, and welcome back to the channel. So, in the last episode, we encountered raiders. We escaped from them via Nebula Storm without a scratch, and then we kind of forgot. Okay, I kind of forgot the recap. Okay, after we escaped through the Nebula Storm, we introduce our sister to the girls, and we find out that a person named Derek is somehow involved in framing us. So yeah, that's about it for the last episode's recap. And I don't know why they show like another scene. Yeah, we're just gonna continue. I already said the recap, so we'll just continue where we left off. Yeah, we also asked Joel to help us get more information about Derek, and then yeah, it's basically the next day now. Okay, when I arrive, yeah, I don't know why maybe I'll just drop a message on the devs Discord server and then just put it in their bug reports. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's considered bugs or not, or maybe that is still part of their fine tuning and optimization checklist. So yeah, we'll continue now. I think this normally I think we left off at to make the text appear. When we make the text appear, the last text that we left off is the one before it. So when I arrive, Kai is laser focused on the navigation screen in front of him. Hey Kai, are you ready for your shift change? His chair whips around until he faces me. Then he breaks into a wide grin. A little too wide.
Whoa, is it the shift change already? Didn't you just leave? How many hours has it been? Did you even sleep? It doesn't seem like you did.
This is new. Yeah, I slept. You sure you're okay there, buddy?
Never better. Just holding down the fort like I'm supposed to.
I noticed the empty cans littering his counter space. I see you had a Crimson Ox. Or 2. Or 3. Red Bull, basically. Yeah. That's a smart one.
I sure did. Needed a little boost after you left, but I didn't feel it, so I drank another and another and another.
Okay, so right after that, I would really like. Well, me personally, I prefer Monster Energy, so I'm not sure how they would name change that drink.
I can't really tell if it's working though. I don't know. Maybe I should have another one just to be safe.
I could go for one. If Kai has any more energy drinks, he will literally bounce off the walls. I must protect my bro. Before I can reach the remaining pack of Crimson Ox, I grab the can nearest to him and down it. Tingly. Kara stares in dismay.
My stamina milk! Oh, at least I still have one more.
I snatch the other can and down that one too. Kai watches me with eyes wide like saucers.
Dude!
I'm testing that out, so I'm testing it. If I wanna speak like really sugar rush thing, I don't think I can do it. I'm testing it out for you to see if they work.
And your verdict?
A pleasant buzz rushes through my veins. It works? Anyway, are you sure you want to keep drinking these when you're supposed to get ready to sleep?
Sleep? Who has time for sleep when there's so much navigating to be done?
My point exactly. Kai blinks. He looks at the cans and then looks at me.
I can now see the flaw in my plan.
Maybe you should go and relax. I'll take over. He shakes his head.
I can't relax now even if I tried. You should go rest for a while longer. Trust me, I'm better off here.
Well, I already downed 2 cans. Are you sure? Kai nods. Alright. I glance at the leftover Crimson Ox. But I'm taking these with me.
Smart.
Kai fixes the energy drink, one last lingering gaze while I gather them up. Then I say my goodbyes and exit the bridge. I should probably return these to the kitchen. I head down the corridor, juggling the drinks in my arms. I briefly glance at my quarters as I pass, but there's no point stopping. Stopping there when I still need to put these drinks away. I continue down the hall and make my way to the lounge. When I arrive, Luna is curled on the couch, illuminated by the flashing glow of the TV. I quickly return the drinks to the kitchen before approaching her. Okay, this is the... I'm pretty sure this is the... affection. Depending on... Well, this particular scene depends on who you have the higher affection. Just guessing. So yeah. Yeah, I've been saying this like a lot of times per episode, so kind of getting stale at this point. Hey Luna. She twists to look at me and smiles.
Hello. Did you just finish your break or just started?
I thought my break was over, but apparently I'm still on it.
How very fortunate. I was just thinking that the show would be much more interesting if I could talk about it with someone.
Oh, really? What are you watching?
It's a cooking show. Here to join me?
Definitely. Okay, I think, well, this seems either scripted or sometimes you get events where the person with the higher affection would invite you to do something with them and then you can choose to accept or decline. Well, in this case, I'm gonna accept. Sure, why not?
Wonderful. Have a seat.
Luna pats the space beside her and winks. I join her on the couch. The show specializes in Earth cuisines and food. A lot of our universal foods that can be found in both Polaris and the Union were derived from Earth, such as burgers and fries, pizza, ice cream, burritos, and ramen. I never realized how many of my favorite foods come from Earth.
Same here.
Popsicles are the latest topic of the show. The hosts talk about how versatile this treat is. They are easy to make and the flavor combinations are endless. Luna sits up straight and points to the screen.
Ooh, they're discussing my favorite food right now.
Popsicles are your favorite food?
Mm-hmm. They're light and refreshing and the perfect level of sweetness. Plus, they're very fun to eat.
We kind of know how she's gonna eat them, right? Sure. Let's ask for one. Is that so? What makes them so fun?
Oh, you know. Just having something long and hard that you can slowly lick.
I knew she's gonna say something like that. A vivid image of Luna licking a popsicle, juice dripping down her chin, pops into my head. This I need to see. I nod, trying to calm my racing heart. I hear the words that you're saying, but I'm having a little trouble visualizing it. I think I understand it a lot better if you showed me.
Oh dear. Well, it's too bad we don't have any on board then, isn't it?
Damn it! But now I know what to add to the grocery list. Sure. Why not? We refocus on the TV, which now explains the history and intricacies of sushi. Tantalizing image after image scrolls across the screen.
I take that back. I thought popsicles were my favorite food, but I now realize it has been sushi all along.
Yeah, if the point of this show is to make me hungry, then it's doing a very good job. As if on cue, my stomach rumbles. Luna giggles.
If only we could reach into the TV and grab the sushi.
Apparently we don't have synthesizers here in this game, right? Why don't they make some? Well, I guess synthesizers are too synthetic to be authentic. Kinda rhyme there. She blinks, then grins.
That's a great idea! We're missing most of the ingredients that we'd need. But that's okay. We can improvise instead. After all, recipes are just guidelines, right?
Okay, this might go wrong, depending on who is doing it. We don't know how she'll do it, but let's hope it doesn't go the bad way. Sure, let's go with that. Luna has already risen from the couch and is halfway to the kitchen. I quickly push myself to my feet and follow her. She rummages through the pantry, so I search the fridge.
I found rice. Let's see. What else do we need?
Maybe fish?
We don't have any fish. But we have plenty of eggs. That could work instead.
Okay, that still can work. Yeah, I think so. I grab a couple of eggs and something in my throat. Sorry. I grab a couple of eggs and set them on the counter.
We don't have seaweed either. Oh, let's use cucumbers instead.
Sure. I guess that's a viable replacement. Cucumber? Is that going to work? Well, I know that you put cucumber inside of the sushi instead as a wrap, so I don't know.
Why not? It's basically seaweed.
Okay, this is gonna fail. I stare at her.
Well, they're both green.
You're making a very... Why am I agreeing to this? You're making a very compelling case here. She giggles.
We'll slice it super thinly and wrap it around the roll as if it's seaweed.
Let's hope it works then. That sounds like it can work. Okay. I reach for the first cucumber I find. How's this one?
Let me see.
Okay, I think something weird is gonna go. It's gonna happen. CG? Luna plucks the vegetable out of my arms. She needs to use... Okay, I kinda remember this being teased as from in the Discord server, so I'm kinda think that there will be a CG here. She needs to use both hands to grasp it. Her fingers run up and down as she looks it over.
Oh my! This is a big one.
Yeah. I think I kinda know where this is going. That's nothing. I've seen even bigger ones.
Is that so? You must really know your way around a cucumber.
Oh god. Just one. I grin knowingly. She raises a brow, her eyes sparkling.
I think we have everything we need. Let's get cooking.
Yeah. Not a dull moment with her. Yeah, it's kinda funny. We each grab a pan and get to work. Luna carefully slices the cucumbers so they are all a uniform thickness. Her brows knit together in concentration the same way they do when she's helping a patient. She's really taking this seriously. Afterwards, we move on to the eggs. Luna whips up her eggs and pours it into a pan. My eggs cook quickly and I add the proper seasoning just before they're done. Luna reaches for the salt shaker. She blinks.
Oh dear, we're out of salt.
Uh-oh.
Not to worry. I know where the refill is.
She walks towards the pantry and glances up. Then she stretches on the tips of her toes, reaching for the high shelf, but she struggles to touch the container. Maybe I should help her out. Yeah, just help. I chuckle as I watch her stretch. Her shirt rides up, exposing her belly button. As much as I enjoy the view, I should give her a break. Let me help with that. I smoothly walked over to Luna and stand behind her. Then I easily reach over her head to retrieve the salt shaker. I don't know why I can't say the word salt. When I see these two words together, I want to say salt shaker. I don't know why. Salt shaker. Luna spins to face me, her eyes growing wide with surprise. A soft gasp escapes her when she realizes how close we are. Here you go.
Thank you.
Our fingers brush when I pass her the container, and I feel a spark of electricity from her touch. Our gazes lock, our faces only inches away. I realize just how narrow this pantry is as Luna and I fill the space together. Suddenly she smiles.
You must really need salt.
Why do you say that?
You're still holding on to the container. And my hand.
Oh. I glance down at and remove my hand. Then I match her grin. I'm just making sure you have a good grip on the salt. We wouldn't want it to spill on you. Luna hugs the container to her chest and giggles.
How very gentlemanly of you.
I try.
Let's go back before the eggs burn.
Oh, right. Together we return to the stove and check on our eggs. Everything seems to be in order. Luna salts her eggs and adds the rest of her spices. Once the rice is done cooking, we season that too. Next, we assemble all of the individual ingredients. This is the point that requires our undivided attention. The rest of our time in the kitchen goes by in a blur. I'm in the zone and completely focused on what I'm doing. Luna looks over and smiles softly.
Show me your hands.
Kinda have no wrong answers, but I kinda will misunderstand the context. Yeah, this seems like a strange moment to hold hands, but I'm not going to say no. Your wish is my command. I offer her my hands, but she doesn't take them. Instead, she goes straight for my sleeves and rolls them up. Oh, I guess that makes more sense than hand-holding, but it's less exciting.
There. Now you can work without worrying about your sleeves getting into your food.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome. I noticed you kept grabbing your sleeves and figured this would help you out.
She winks.
Now, let's finish up so we can eat.
Luna returns to her station. I didn't even notice my own sleeves, but Luna did. Has she been paying attention to me? The thought brings a smile to my face. It's nice to know that someone has my back. Soon our sushi rolls are finished. I puff out the breath. Finally. Luna nods and proudly displays her rolls next to mine. Her sushi are all the same size. The egg is golden and fluffy and sits gently atop of her neatly formed rice. A thin strip of cucumber wraps around the whole thing. My sushi looks underwhelming. An uneven egg sits over a ball of rice and a wobbly strip of cucumber wraps around it. I hope it tastes better than it looks.
Now it's time for my favorite step of cooking.
Eating. She smells. Luna and I try one from each roll. They turn out pretty decently.
The flavor in yours is so much stronger than mine. You have a real knack for cooking.
So do you. Do you cook a lot?
Only basic meals. Nothing new or complex.
Why not?
I've never had the opportunity, I suppose. My life has always been very fast-paced. There was always more learning and training to do.
That's fair. Training how to be a doctor can't be easy. And I'm sure it doesn't leave you with a lot of free time.
Unfortunately, no. Especially since I had to follow a lot of rules growing up. Even as a child, I wasn't allowed to do any fun activities that the other kids got to do.
What kind of activities?
Oh, things like learning how to draw or playing in team sports.
I blinked. Those are pretty normal childhood activities. So you weren't allowed any hobbies? Luna shakes her head.
My entire schedule centered around my studies.
Wow, your parents sound super strict. Tell me about it being Asian. Or those... I'm not sure what other ethnicity have the strict parents, but I heard... No, definitely Asian countries. Maybe the Middle Easterns and maybe Mexicans. Spanish, I'm not sure. Yeah, definitely not Caucasian. I don't think... As far as I know, a majority of Caucasian families are really just that lax. I wouldn't say that parenting is bad, but to each their own. But yeah, me growing up, yeah, I have pretty strict rules growing up. A shadow flickers across her face and she tenses. I think I might have accidentally brought up some unpleasant memories. Maybe I should steer the conversation back to safer territory. Still, that's surprising. Your dish turned out great for a first attempt, and you were so confident during our improvisation. The tension melts from her body and the smile returns to her face.
Thank you. But I could have done better.
Do you think you'll try making new meals more often? Yeah, I think I said that correctly.
I might if I had someone to cook for.
She gazes at me and her hand touches my own. Yeah, I squeeze her hand. Look no further, you found him. Her smile broadens.
And such an enthusiastic someone at that.
It's because I know that your food will be as great as you are. She giggles.
How very suave.
We continue to chat as we eat, swapping stories and swapping sushi rolls. By the time we're done, our bellies are completely full. For something so small, sushi is quite filling.
That really hit the spot.
It sure did. This was a great idea. I checked the time. Kai's probably ready for his break now. I should go relieve him.
Of course. I should get back as well.
Afterwards, we clear the table. Luna and I clean up the kitchen, then we say goodbye and go our separate ways. It sounds like Luna had a really tough childhood and then threw herself into her studies. I hope that she's able to find a hobby or passion to help her relax during her downtime. Maybe she'll continue cooking, and soon I'll be seeing some crazy creations that sound like they don't work but somehow do. I chuckle. I shouldn't get ahead of myself. Shaking my head, I leave the lounge and make my way to the bridge. Kai. When I arrive, I strap into my seat and relieve Kai so he can finally take his break. The next few hours pass by uneventfully. Once we are close to our destination, Kai returns and helps me navigate the rest of our journey. The planet looms in sight. I guide the Eidos through the atmospheric turbulence while Kai contacts the landing station. After the Eidos touches down, Iris enters the bridge.
Get ready to move out. We're going to meet with the client.
Yeah, and this time, yeah, Iris and Vela are somehow somewhere else during our interaction with Luna, so I'm guessing that scene with Luna is basically because she's the one with the highest affection, I guess. Kai nods. Are we all going?
Yes, because information on this job is limited. I'm going to need everyone at the briefing.
Right. You never know what skills you might need.
Exactly.
Plus, these incognito jobs can go south quickly. It's better to go with backup.
I nod. I'll have to keep my guard up. Once the crew is ready, we leave the ship and head from the spaceport into the city. It doesn't take us long to reach the expensive hotel and wait, what? It doesn't take us long to reach the expensive hotel the client chose as our meeting point. The location surprises me. I had been expecting somewhere quiet and out of the way. Just what kind of job is this? Ooh, this looks quite modern. I'm not sure what term I to use, but if modern in our terms, but yeah, modern in our age, but in their age, it could be retro. I'm not sure. The retro from their point of view, but yeah, it's kind of the high-end hotel kind of design. Iris leads us into the building and approaches a man wearing a crisp black suit. This must be our contact.
We have an appointment with Mr. Donovan.
Of course. May I see your IDs?
Iris is cautious.
Is that really necessary?
Yes.
The added security is unusual. I guess this is part of what makes this. This is part of what makes the mission incognito. After a moment's consideration, she nods. We hand over our IDs and the contact disappears behind the counter. A few minutes later, he returns and hands them back.
Follow me.
We take an elevator up to the penthouse. As we filter into the suite, yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it, a slim man in a blue suit descends the staircase opposite us. Yeah, I don't know. I can't say this word. I don't know why. I know what this word is, but I just started there. Two bodyguards follow closely behind him. He pauses and addresses the contact.
Did you run their backgrounds?
Yes, nothing unusual. The timing puts them in the clear too. They aren't working for him.
The man nods and strides across the room. He extends a hand to Iris, which she confidently shakes.
My apologies for the added precaution, but one cannot be too careful these days.
He smiles.
I presume you are Captain Alcyon.
I am. And this is my team.
She gestures to us. He nods and directs us to a pair of posing sofas.
Please, take a seat.
Richard takes a seat in the middle of one sofa while his bodyguards remain standing behind him. Iris takes the seat directly opposite Richard and the rest of us stand behind her.
Before we begin, I'd like to make one thing very clear. Everything discussed in this room will stay within this room. Discretion is a priority.
That isn't a problem for us.
Then I assume you'll take no issue signing these non-disclosure agreements.
One of the bodyguards produces a tablet and hands it to Iris. She carefully reads through the entire document and nods. Then she signs her name. The rest of us have our own copies to read and sign too. Once the paperwork is complete, Richard nods.
Wonderful. I appreciate your understanding.
Yeah, I forgot to mention back there. Yeah, she didn't say the name here, but yeah, she just says the surname. Not sure if that's kind of an extra typo or the mistake in the voice line, the voice recording. I don't know. He settles back into his seat.
I'm sure you're all anxious to hear the reason for your arrival. First, allow me to introduce myself. I am Richard Donovan, an elected official from the Stellar Equality Party.
I blink. Whoa, a politician? That explains all the secrecy, why this is an incognito mission, and the need to sign a formal non-disclosure agreement. The rest of my team seems just as surprised as I am. Iris, however, is unfazed. I wonder if she already guessed that he was an important figure.
Late last year, funds intended for the Interplanetary Union were stolen. At first, we assumed this was an isolated incident. However, these thefts have since become a regular occurrence.
Aren't credits like that moved electronically? How are they intercepted?
There was likely someone on the inside who could bypass security. Physical transfers of the funds have been targeted by the thieves as well, which only furthers my suspicions of an inside man.
Have you identified the thieves yet?
The leader goes by the moniker Rook, but his real identity is still unknown.
What about the money? Can you track him through the funds?
He shakes his head.
Rook doesn't keep the money.
What does he do with it?
He redistributes it as he sees fit. Unfortunately, that includes disguising obvious bribes as anonymous donations to law enforcement.
That explains why the police are turning a blind eye.
Richard nods.
Money can be a powerful influencer. However, Rook is committing a serious criminal offense, and he must be stopped. Regardless of his intentions, the distribution of the funds he is targeting have all been voted and approved by the government. His interference affects more than just this district. It affects Valora's entire standing within the Union.
I remember Luna's explanation of the Union structure and how Valora is a newer addition. I can understand why they are trying to grow their influence within the Interplanetary Union. And Rook is hindering their ability to do that.
So, with the police slacking at their jobs, you've decided to take matters into your own hands.
A simplification of what's happening, but yes. I've been forced to seek alternate methods to catch this thief, and I already have a plan in place. I've arranged for a decoy transfer of funds to the Union using physical credit chips, and I've leaked the information to ensure Rook will target the drop.
And we'll be there to ambush him when he strikes.
Richard offers a wry smile.
Not just you. This mission is extremely time-sensitive, which is why this contract calls for the cooperation of the first 3 mercenary teams who accept. Should you take the job, you would be the final team.
Working with other mercenaries seems like it could go either really well or really horribly. I glance at Iris, but her expression is carefully hidden. I'm not sure how she feels about working with others, but from our earlier conversation, I know that the pay of this job is too good to pass up. After careful consideration, she nods.
We'll do it.
Excellent. My men will send you the details and coordinates. Once Rook's been apprehended, contact my people for the drop site.
Iris nods, the two of them stand up.
Ideally, we can resolve this with as little violence as possible. However, my main concern is that Rook is stopped at all cost.
He emphasizes the last few words. I understand his meaning loud. I understand his meaning loud and clear.
Understood.
Richard smiles and extends his hand, which Iris grips.
Best of luck, Captain Alcyon.
You won't be disappointed.
Iris confirms the details of the mission. Afterwards, the contact leads us back to the hotel lobby. We exit the building and return to the spaceport. The journey to our ship is quiet. No one wants to risk discussing the mission until we're safely on board the Eidos, but I can tell we are all bursting to talk about it. We pick up the pace and soon the ship is in sight. We quickly climb aboard and make our way into the lounge to discuss our next course of action.
Well, that was exciting. Incognito missions are fun, aren't they?
They certainly aren't anything like our usual missions.
I don't know if fun is the right word, but they're very different, that's for sure.
I didn't expect to be working with anyone else on this mission.
It's not ideal, but nothing we can't handle.
Do you work with other mercenaries often?
Not if we can help it. The more people you have on a job, the more ways the payment needs to be split.
More importantly, We won't be in complete control of how we operate. The other groups may have different plans for this mission, especially since the client strongly suggested we bring Rook back dead or alive.
Get him back alive? Not sure how he behaves in our first run, but if we know how he behaves, we're gonna take the either side. Go for this. Do we try to take him alive, or should we bring him down in? Or should we bring him in at all costs?
Ideally, we'll bring him in alive. But don't risk your own safety if the choice is between you or him.
And if the other teams don't want him alive?
Hopefully they will.
Either way, we should try to reach the target before they do. Here's our plan.
Iris looks at me.
You, me, and Kai will be with the other mercenaries at the ambush point.
The two of us not.
Vela?
I can come too.
Iris shakes her head.
No, I need you to monitor the local comms. If you can pick up Rook's comms, you'll be able to warn us if he deviates from the plan.
Oh,
Vela looks down for a moment. I think she really wanted to join us for the ambush, but Iris makes a strong point that her skill sets are more valuable on the ship. When Vela looks up again, she nods.
I won't let you down.
Iris nods, then she looks at Luna.
There will be a lot of comm traffic in a city like this, so do what you can to assist Vela in monitoring as many signals as possible.
Of course.
Good. Are there any questions?
She seems satisfied when no one answers.
All right. Everyone, get ready, and then we'll head to the meetup point.
Iris dismisses the meeting. We all separate and begin our preparation for the mission. I gather my equipment, running through a mental checklist of what I need. Hold on. Something went wrong with my recording. I mean with the software, because I can't see the interface is basically blank. Okay, moving on. Kai appeared beside me.
You ready?
Yeah, I've got all my gear.
I meant, are you mentally ready? This is your first dangerous mission since you joined us.
Doll. It's adorable that you're worried about me. Yeah, my bro. I never expected you to be so worried about me, Kai. Are you sure there aren't any other feelings you want to tell me? Kai smirks.
Not unless you're a lady.
No. So no heartfelt confession before I risk my life charging bravely into battle?
Nope. I've got plenty of sins I could confess to you, though.
We'd both die of old age by the time you're done with that. He grins.
You're not wrong.
Iris joins us, clipping on the last of her gear.
It's time to go.
Right.
Let's do this.
Vela and Luna wave as we follow Iris off the ship. We reach the spaceport, which takes us out of the dock. Then we navigate to the meetup coordinates. We arrive late in the evening and pull up near an underpass. A group of 3 well-armed mercenaries idle nearby. 2 of them stand together while the last man stands off to the side.
Looks like the others are already here.
As we approach, the lone wolf heads towards us. His right arm is covered in black tattoos, and the way he sets his jaw proves he's always looking for a fight.
You here for the job?
We are.
The mercenary scoffs.
Great. Just great. You got a problem?
Yeah, you 3. I was expecting battle-hardened mercenaries for this job, not a group of pop idol-looking twigs. What are 2 pretty boys like you going to do in a fight? At least she's good to look at.
He leers at Iris, eyeing her up and down.
How about I show you what a real man is like after I carry you through this mission?
Iris doesn't move a muscle. I'm sure Iris has dealt with this type of situation before. It's best if I don't diminish her ability to handle herself. Yeah, no. I stay quiet, confident Iris can handle this herself.
I bet I could show you things you've never even imagined.
Iris meets his eyes in a challenging stare. Still, she doesn't break her silence. He takes a step back.
Damn, this bitch has crazy in her eyes.
He shakes his head and walks away, before taking a seat on the low wall nearby. Kai lets out a low whistle.
I still can't believe that works. It gets them every time.
Iris smiles in response. Yeah, she definitely knows how to handle herself. We approach the other two mercenaries, who look much more agreeable than the lone wolf. Who look much more agreeable than the lone wolf we had just spoken with.
I take it you guys are the third team?
Yup.
Team might be a strong word for that guy.
Kai nods to the lone wolf, who is busy checking over his weapons.
He wasn't exactly pleased with us either.
A guy and a girl. Reminds me of Kara and Zach. Was that his name? Are you two Kara and Zach? But yeah, the voices are kind of different, right? Yeah. Chances are they could be referencing Kara and Zach. Or maybe not. Maybe just a coincidence.
Yeah, it was far from a warm welcome. But as long as things stay professional, we shouldn't have any problems. At the end of the day, we're all here to do a job.
True that.
The mercenaries grin. A few minutes later, I hear a crackle in my ear.
It's almost time. Get into position and be ready.
The lone wolf returns and we all take cover behind the concrete pillar of the underpass. We remain silent while we wait for the van to arrive. Eventually the decoy van approaches and we ready our weapons. The moment the van reaches the underpass, a pair of cars launch out of a nearby side road. They screech to a halt, blocking the van's path as the driver slams on the brakes. Hooded figures burst out of the car, their weapons at the ready. Richard's man emerges from the van with their hands in the air.
Go now!
We rush from our hiding spot and fire stun rounds at Rook's men. As they scramble for cover, Iris signals me. Will this be a minigame scenario? I wanna make a save around here. Let's make a save. Why not?
Go around them and find the leader. Make sure he doesn't escape.
On it! I break off from the group and circle the van for a better view. I spot one man giving orders. That must be Rook. I try not to bring attention to myself, but I'm unsuccessful. This is where I think it's best to choose the athletic trait. I think Rook locks eyes with me Rook locks eyes with me a second before he sprints in the opposite direction. I run after him, shoving past his men who get in the way.
I've got him!
The lone wolf raises his gun and locks Rook in his sights. There's no way a stun round can go that distance. That means his gun is set to lethal. Stop him. I lunge towards the mercenary and knock the gun out of his hand. In the distance, Rook escapes along with the last of his men. Okay, let's see. Yeah, let's reload. Yeah, luckily we did a scum save here.
Go around.
what happens if we... Okay, he shoots by default.
Not a bad shot, huh? Yeah, you...
What happened?
I completed the job.
What happened to bringing him?
I wasn't a...
Well, we get paid either way. Let's collect him so we can head back.
I'm not sure if I want this option though.
We get paid?
Yeah, we. This is an...
Except you all...
Who do you think gave you the openings?
Oh no. I can't believe Rook shot him.
Hmm?
Yeah, real shame. He was a good guy.
The best.
What? Wait, what?
He just shot a man in the back while he was trying to flee. He wouldn't have thought twice about killing you. Or us.
Okay, this... Not sure which okay, let's go back.
Go.
Yeah, I'm sorry if I just like stop and then just check on what option to go for. Yeah, these two are basically asking him to shoot. Let's stop him because this is the time event where we can stop him. Maybe there's a butterfly effect. I'm not sure how big the butterfly effect is. I lunge towards the mercenary and knock the gun out of his hand. In the distance, Rook escapes along with the last of his men. Because if he... Either this will come back to bite us or we will... Or either one will come back and bite us, because if he died, we probably have a really huge plot being unrevealed to us. Maybe they may be maybe a secret plot that that is locked behind it, or I'm not sure how to put it, but if Rook died, it might lock us from a plot, or maybe we'll discover it later on in the game. But if we let him go, that might also be detrimental, and as Rook might just plot our revenge. I don't know. So I lunge towards the mercenary and knock the gun out of his hands. In the distance, Rook escapes along with the last of his men. After recomposing himself, the mercenary rolls on me, seething with rage.
What the hell are you doing? You made me miss my shot.
That was the point. He lets out a frustrated roar and swings at me. I lift up my arm just in time to block his attack. Before he can try again, he's hauled back by the other mercenaries. Kai steps between us and glares at the lone wolf.
What happened?
The lone wolf yanks himself free from the mercenaries and points to me.
That idiot let Rook get away.
I was stopping you from making a huge mistake.
The only mistake I made was agreeing to work with you and your loser crew in the first place. Screw this. I'm out.
He storms away. The remaining mercenaries cross their arms, clearly unimpressed.
This is why we don't take open contracts. Other people inevitably screw it up.
We're better off just finishing the job ourselves.
She nods.
Yeah, let's go. We need to find Rook before these clowns make things worse.
So somehow it's our fault. So, what? These two are literally like so two-faced. It feels like these two are such... So if Rook dies, they'll kill this guy, and then kinda... I don't know. So, let me get this straight. So if these two... I mean, if the lone wolf kills Rook, one of these two will kill him. And then they seem to like us. But if we let him get away, nobody dies, but these two end up hating us. I am losing the plot here. Yeah. But yeah, maybe there will be a hidden plot line after this. Because by default, the guy Rook will die. So I'm just choosing the time, the so-called correct timed option, or the ideal version of it. If there's a time event, I'm gonna pick the one that prevents the default option, right? Well, we'll pick the default option in the next run. I'm just not understanding why these two suddenly hate us. They probably suddenly they will change their tune once we catch him, if there is another chance. The mercenaries walk away just as Iris walks up. She glances at the departing duo.
What happened here?
That lone wolf went rogue and was about to kill Rook. I'm sorry, but I couldn't let him pull the trigger. Iris nods, but Kai shrugs.
I can't say I'd have made the same choice.
We did want to bring him in alive, if possible. We can't blame our pilot here for sticking to his principles.
Sure.
So, what now?
We find a way to track Rook by ourselves.
Maybe we can find a trail? Yeah, if we catch him alone, I think all the money goes to us, right? All the reward. So if he died, the money was split literally 7 ways, because we split an additional 2 way to, the 2 other guys. Because the lone wolf was killed anyway. Maybe we can find a trail?
Did you see which way he went?
Yeah, through there. I lead Iris and Kai to where Rook was last seen, and we search the surrounding area for any kind of clues.
There!
Iris grabs something shiny from in the grass.
It's a phone.
Do you think it's his?
It has to be. No one else is around.
Yeah, this basically kind of unlocks a hidden plot point where we find his base or something.
It's probably a burner. There's no way we'll get anything useful off of it.
Maybe, but it's better than nothing. We'll take it and see what Vela can do. First, we better give an update on our situation.
Iris calls our contact and puts him through our communicator so Kai and I can listen in.
I hope you're calling me with good news.
I'm afraid the target escaped.
There's a moment of silence, then he sighs.
How unfortunate. Catching him will be much more difficult, as I can't create another setup like this.
That's fine. We have other methods of tracking down a target.
Then I suppose you'll have an advantage, because I'm turning this contract into a simple bounty now. The first ones to bring me Rook get the reward.
Understood.
The phone clicks off, and Iris just gestures for us to follow her. We pick up the pace as we head back to the ship. We need to act quickly if we want to be the first ones to find Rook. Yeah, if we let him die, we literally just skips to the end of the mission, and then we'll just head off to wherever we're going, I guess. Yeah, we'll head on to the next mission, and basically this entire plot point will be skipped. So yeah, I think it's the better, if I want to experience a longer story, I probably would choose the one which will prevent us from getting the default option in the time scenarios. Soon we reach the Eidos and climb inside. We make our way through the cargo bay and up the stairs until we reach the lounge, where Vela and Luna are waiting for us. Iris quickly recounts the mission. The 2 girls listen quietly and nod when Iris finishes. Vela turns to me.
One of the mercenaries attacked you?
Yeah, but we handled him. Kai nods. Luna glances at my bruised arm.
That looks like it stings. I might have something in the med bay that can reduce the swelling. Why don't you come by afterwards?
I nod. Sounds good to me. Iris waits for us to settle down, then she continues.
Because of this unexpected situation, Rook is in the wind and the contract has turned into an open bounty. We're going to have a flock of new mercenaries coming to Valora in a couple of days, which means we have to work quickly before Rook goes underground. Fortunately, we have a lead. Rook's phone.
Iris produces the recovered phone from her pocket and offers it to Vela.
Oh,
Vela eagerly accepts it.
I'll see what I can get from this.
Good. We're counting on you.
I won't let you down.
Vela grins confidently. Then she heads out of the lounge.
While we wait for Vela's results, the rest of you are dismissed for the evening. Rest up and make sure you're ready to move quickly.
Got it.
With the briefing at an end... Wait, hold on. But did the guy actually attack us? Ah, because I blocked his attack. What if I dodge the attack? Then we won't get hurt. With the briefing at an end, we all filter out of the lounge. Luna gestures for me to follow her, and together we go to the med bay. She directs me to my seat and then smiles. Okay, so... yeah, if we didn't block the attack, we probably won't get this scene. Or maybe it will be...
Let's get started.
Yeah, or maybe it will be the same regardless, but I don't know. She examines my injuries.
The bruising doesn't seem too bad. You can ice it if it bothers you. Otherwise, I don't think you'll need further treatment.
That's a relief.
But please be more careful in the future.
I chuckle. I'm trying not to put you out of work. She giggles.
I appreciate it. But I prefer you to be healthy and me unemployed rather than the other way around.
Spoken like a true medical professional. So, am I all good to go?
Not quite. There's just one more thing I want to check.
What?
If you could just remove your shirt for me, I'll get started.
Her eyes sparkle playfully. Is this really for health reasons or for something else? Sure. Why not? She doesn't need to ask me twice. I immediately unbutton my shirt. Make sure you get a good look.
Oh, I plan to.
Once my shirt is off, Luna leans in close and looks me over.
I can't see anything wrong. You look great.
Is she talking about me or my injuries?
Are you feeling any kind of soreness?
I'm not sure.
Perhaps this calls for a more hands-on approach.
She winks.
Please lie down on the bed.
Ooh. Of course. This just keeps getting better and better. I follow her instructions and lie down.
Actually, lie on your front. It'll be easier that way.
I blink. I have no idea what she's planning, but I'm not going to question it. I roll over and lie on my stomach. Luna places a hand on top of my back and begins massaging my shoulders. Her fingers work like magic as she gently explores the muscle. Slowly she makes her way down my back, warming a warmth along my skin with her palms. I lose myself in the comfort, focusing on the gentle rhythm of her hands. Suddenly her phone trills with a call. Do you need to get that? I lift myself onto my forearms to glance back at Luna, but she winks and firmly pushes me down.
Nope.
Oh, what the? Okay. She reaches over me to reject the call, and I can feel a new softness press against my back. My eyes widen. Well, those are definitely not her hands. Even after her phone has gone silent, her softness remains. What exactly is she doing right now? They gently rub against me while Luna readjusts herself, and my body automatically goes rigid. Luna giggles.
Relax. Now we'll have no more distractions.
I don't need to see her face to imagine the huge smirk on her lips right now. Luna giggles again before straightening up. Then her fingers resume exploring. My breath catches in my throat as she hovers around my lower back. Her hands playfully threaten to dip dangerously before Her hands playfully threaten to dip dangerously before my below my waistline. I know a massage is to relieve tension, but this is making me more tense. Her fingers leave tingling trails as she continues to make her way down. My heart races in anticipation, lower and lower, and
All done. How was that?
I blink at the abrupt loss of her touch. Do I think what I think this is? I'm still feel a little stiff. Yeah, I know where I'm saying.
Really?
Yeah, somewhere near and around the lower half of my person. Luna smirks.
Oh dear. How on earth did that happen?
I mean, I have a pretty good idea. Her eyes twinkle at my grin.
And we should take care of that, right?
I nod.
Okay. Then lie back down.
Is she gonna do what I think she's doing? My heart races. Is this actually going to work? Wait, is this safe? I don't want to get banned. If I chose the wrong option, I may have to re-record this entire session. Or probably just, reload before it gone bad. Lex, I think this is not PG-18. I quickly lie down and feel her hands on me again.
Okay then. Here I go.
Her hand paused.
Oh wow. It's so big. Are you sure you want me to touch it?
More than anything. Oh shit.
If you say so.
Or this might happen off screen. I don't know. My anticipation builds as her fingers move again. I wait for the inevitable reach. Instead, her hands land on my quadriceps.
Yup, just as I thought. Your vastus lateralis is very tight. You need to relax and try not to lock your knees so much.
Hold on. Just gonna look up the exact terms on where she's touching. Yeah, basically the thighs. She removes her hands. I slowly sit up and see Luna's sweet smile.
Just do some light stretching before bed, and that will clear right up.
Okay, luckily it's not what I think she's gonna. Yeah. Whew. Yeah. Luckily it's not where I think she's gonna touch. But we all know where we thought she would touch, right? I can't hide the disappointment in my face, which makes Luna's eyes sparkle. I've been bamboozled. Yes, doctor.
As for any other stiffness you may feel, I'm sure you can find a way to relieve that pressure.
Yeah, I'm gonna head to the quarters or the bathroom to do so. Ooh, double whammy. This whole time Luna knew exactly what she was doing. And she's having a great time teasing me. She really got me good. There's nothing else to do but accept my fate and nod. But it's a good thing we blocked the mercenaries' shot, right? Luna gives me some more space so I can get redressed. I assume I'm all good to go now? She giggles and nods.
Yep, all clear.
I hop down from the bed and grin. Thanks for your thorough examination, Doctor. I appreciate it.
So did I.
She winks.
Come right back if you need anything else.
I will. Thanks, Luna. I exit the med bay and return to the lounge to relax. The room is empty, so I take a seat in front of the TV. Yeah. I grab the remote. The screen flickers onto a local channel airing some kind of political talk show.
And we return with our two guest speakers, Mr. Alex Jonas of Info Warriors, and Mrs. Bennett, who heads the Teachers Union and speaks on behalf of Valora's District School Board. I believe when we left off, the floor was yours, Mrs. Bennett.
Of course, thank you. As I was saying, Valora's government is deliberately ignoring the needs of our education system. We aren't asking for more funding, just to stop cutting what little is left for our schools.
Alex rolls his eyes.
Oh, here we go again. Cutting funding? The government is merely cutting back on the over-expenditure of teachers' salaries and their overpaid benefits and overpaid pensions. How many months do you work out of the year? Only 10? And you still get March break and all of the holidays off on the taxpayers' dime?
If we had a good education system in place, then Mr. Jonas would realize how absurd his statement is.
There you go. For the people at home, do you see how she doesn't even address my point?
I'm not going to get caught up in your political games. You know as well as I do that the government claims of non-existent money for educational funding is being rerouted to the Interplanetary Union Council proceedings.
Well, is it so bad that we want to help our allies and grow our influence?
Yes, when it's at the cost of our communities here at home. Do you have any idea how much worse we'd be if it weren't for the recent donations we've been receiving?
Ah, so I'm guessing the donations were from Rook. And then Rook is the Robin Hood in this scenario. So luckily we let him escape, right?
Ah, yes, the anonymous donations.
Alex leans smugly back in his seat.
Tell me, are they really anonymous, or do you not want to say who it's from because those donations are just stolen credits from Rook?
Yeah. Not sure which is the mistake, but I think if they implemented the voice lines, it's pretty safe to say that the chances are they will optimize the text. Yeah, Rook is the one being the Robin Hood here. Huh, I guess Rook is a bigger deal here than I thought.
I don't know where the money comes from, but I do know that we need it. Especially if we want the future generation to be capable of making something of this planet.
Everyone heard that, didn't they? The district school board endorses common thievery and robbery if it's to pay for your kids' school supplies.
I didn't say anything of the sort.
I heard it loud and clear. The end justifies the means. If it works for Rook, it can work for you too.
And you're trying to put words in my mouth by making ridiculous accusations.
Mrs. Bennett sighs deeply and rubs her temples.
Honestly, why did I think I could have a reasonable discussion with someone who thinks the government was putting chemicals in our water to change the sexual preferences of frogs?
Say what now? Alex leaps to his feet and points an accusatory finger.
First of all, that is 100% true. I'll go on the record and say that there is indisputable evidence.
Okay, that's enough politics for today. I use the remote and shut down the TV before things get too heated. I've watched more than enough debates to know where this is going. Well, that was the opposite of relaxing. I wonder what else I should do since my relaxing TV time was spoiled due to politics. Maybe Vela has made some progress by now. It couldn't hurt to check. I head down to the lower level of the ship where I find Vela in the engineering bay tinkering with Rook's phone. Hey, Vela. How's it going?
Good, but no breakthrough yet. The data Luna and I gathered is being parsed for patterns, but having access to Rook's phone will really help.
Are you sure the phone will even have anything? It's usually hard to gather any data of burner phones, and people who are doing something outside of the law would definitely be using burners.
You're right, but I want to access the phone to find out what routes and networks it traversed through. It's less about what's on the device and more about where the device has been.
And you can't delete that information?
You can, but there is always a digital footprint if you know where to look.
My face scrunches in thought.
Think about it this way. Let's say you browse the net and then delete your browser history. You're safe, right?
Let's go with yes.
Nope. You've still left all sorts of binary breadcrumbs, which someone could follow and then see where you've been.
Wait a minute. So, what if someone were to use an incognito browser? That should be untraceable since closing that session wipes everything, right?
I'm afraid not.
Vela smirks.
Why do you ask, Mr. Pilot?
I've been doing weird stuff. No, I'm not. I'm definitely not doing weird stuff on it. Okay, they use this word, so I'm just gonna say it. It's a fascinating subject because now I'm concerned about. Because I absolutely, definitely, unequivocally, is this how okay, but I can say the word when I'm not reading it, but when I want to say the word that I'm reading, I can't say it. I can't read it. Unequivocally, indubitably, and certainly did not browse hentai, and therefore am not internally freaking out knowing that information can come to light. They just not say it. No reason. Veda laughs.
That's not suspicious at all.
Will we say it? But let's just say, hypothetically speaking, if I did want to make sure things were squeaky clean, how would I do that? She grins.
Honestly, you don't have to worry. History deletions or using incognito is good enough for the average pair of eyes.
Yes, but what about Vela eyes?
Sorry, technology sings to me. If it has a circuit board, I can extrapolate all sorts of things from it, including who used it and how.
Great. Just great. I shove my phone as deep into my pocket as I can. Vela refocuses on her work. She really knows her stuff. Honestly though, please give my condolences to any previous... Please give my condolences to any previous boyfriends you've had. Everything is digital these days, which means their phones were an open book to you. She gasped.
I would never do anything like that to invade someone else's privacy. I'm far too innocent.
She smiles sweetly and rests her face in her hands. You are literally hacking into someone's phone right now. She pouts.
That's work. It doesn't count.
Yeah, the only history I remember with you is you coming out of the shower. But I'm not gonna say that to her, right? It definitely does.
Besides, I haven't had a boyfriend before, so that's a moot point.
What about your future boyfriends?
I don't know what the future holds, so that's a double moot point.
I think about all of the interactions I've had with Vela. She's spunky, honest, and energetic, and we have a good time together. I can't help but wonder what the future may hold. Yeah, I also seen her out of the shower. Come on, I'm not going... Yeah, maybe this is basically just scripted. I sneak a glance at Vela just as she looks at me. Our eyes meet in an electric gaze. I think she feels the spark too because her cheeks flush a deep pink.
Anyway?
She quickly looks down at her keyboard. I hear her take a breath to recompose herself. My face feels hot and I try to calm my racing heart. What was that? Vela leans back in her seat after she sets another program to run. So, are you digging through Rook's history to find his digital footprint?
If only. He used multiple hops and VPNs to create a bunch of paths.
She smiles confidently.
But Luna and I archived a whole load of comm traffic during the mission. I'm hoping we can make overlapping connections until we find what we're looking for.
Great! Vela refocuses on her terminal and I hover over her shoulder to watch her work. I don't understand any of the lines of code, but I'm fascinated either way. It's silent except for the tapping of her keyboard. So, is it done yet? Vela swivels in her chair wearing a deadpan expression and stares me down. I'm going to take that as a no. She continues to stare. Okay, I guess it can be annoying to have someone looking over your shoulder. And I'll take that as my cue to leave you to it. She smiles.
Thanks. I'll let you guys know when I find something.
I nod. She waits before turning back to her computer, so I exit the engineering bay and head upstairs. Since I have a few minutes, I should check in with my sister. Who knows when I'll be able to chat with her next. I head into my room and connect my phone to the communicator. Then I dial Celeste's number. Okay, the music doesn't seem so good. Okay, let me check something. Okay, we still have time, but I think after we're done with a lot of these cutscenes, it's about time we can end the episode. Yeah, I think by the time we finish this scene. Hold on. Yeah. She picks up after a few rings and her face blinks onto my screen. Wait, can I look at her? She doesn't seem right. I don't know. Still, the music is not boding with calling her Celery. Do I want to pick this option? Yeah, first run through. If I made a mistake, I'll greet her normally in the second run. Hey, Celery.
Hey.
I blink. No groan, no eye roll. This is unusual. How are you doing?
I'm okay. How about you?
I'm good. We're working on a job right now, but we have some downtime, so I figured I'd give you a call. A shadow flickers across her face before it quickly disappears.
Oh, really? Is it a good job?
All jobs are good jobs. Of course it is. Any job where I get paid is a good job in my book. Celeste nods, but otherwise doesn't say anything. The quiet settles in. Celeste is acting strangely. I would have expected a bit more of a reaction from her. She's usually so upbeat and energetic. What worry grips my chest? What if something is wrong? Are you sure you're okay?
Yeah,
If you're not feeling well, you can tell me.
I know.
An uncomfortable heaviness hangs in the air. There's clearly something bothering Celeste. She's never this short with me unless she has something on her mind. I can tell that something's wrong. What's going on?
Nothing. It's just...
After a moment, she sighs.
I can't stop thinking about how you traveled through a nebula storm.
Huh? Her response catches me completely by surprise and my brain needs a second to catch up. You mean from our last conversation? She nods.
Your crew said you guys just made it through a nebula storm. And it got me thinking about the last time you were in one.
I remain quiet, waiting for her to continue. But an uneasiness pinches my stomach. This conversation can't be good. Celeste takes a deep breath, stealing her resolve, and looks me in the eyes.
Nobody goes through a nebula storm. You just don't.
And the only reason you were in one last time was because you were chasing a criminal.
But this time we are being chased by criminals. Raiders, no less.
So, if you aren't chasing criminals now, then why were you in a nebula storm?
Celeste may be the youngest sibling, but she is sharp and perceptive. She'll most likely be upset if I treat her like a child. Either the first or the second one. Yeah. I say the first excuse that... Oh, this is an excuse. Okay, sorry. I should have picked the first one then. I say the first excuse that comes to mind. It was an accident. We got caught in it. She crosses her arms.
Seriously? You expect me to believe that the nebula storm didn't show up on your scanners? Because that would mean that either you're a bad pilot or your navigator can't navigate.
Should I double down? Yeah. Should be mad if I continue this, right? It was a freak storm that came out of nowhere. That's why none of our instruments picked it up. Her gaze flattens.
Did you really think that I wouldn't know that's not at all how a nebula storm works? It's not like a thunderstorm. Your story doesn't add up. I know that you're not just a regular transport service.
I never said that.
You didn't have to.
She shoots me an impressed look.
A regular cargo ship would never survive a nebula storm, and would never risk jumping into one no matter what, which means you're on some kind of armored ship. And the only jobs that would have armored ships are the military, government agencies, mercenaries, or pirates.
I remain quiet. When did Celeste develop such good deductive reasoning skills? I guess she does have a lot of time to read.
You're obviously not with the agency anymore, and I doubt you'd have entered the military. You're probably not a pirate based on how friendly your crew is, which means you must be a mercenary.
That is surprisingly accurate.
So, I'm right? Then, why didn't you tell me from the start that you joined the mercenary crew?
I just didn't want to worry you. I knew this job would put me in dangerous situations. I knew this job would put me in dangerous situations, but the last thing I need, the last thing you needed was more stress.
I will always worry about you. That just comes with the territory of being your sister. But I'm more upset that you felt like you couldn't trust me. I'm not a little girl anymore. I can handle the hard conversations. I mean, I have to have them every day when I have my checkups.
She's right. I will always feel protective of Celeste because she's my little sister. But she's not a child anymore. I do trust you. And I should have trusted that you could have handled the truth. Wait, did I say that right?
Just promise me that you won't lie to me again. Okay?
I do trust you, and I should have trusted that. You could have handled the truth. You can't handle the truth. No. I promise. She smiles. A knock on the door interrupts our call. Celeste glances up, and I hear muffled voices. She nods and then looks back at me.
The doctor is here, so I need to go.
Okay, I'll talk to you later then. She waves goodbye and then quickly disconnects the call. I remove my phone from the communicator. I'm glad Celeste and I were able to clear the air, and I know moving forward that I should be more open with her. We're the only family we have left, and with me traveling so often, we're always so far apart. If I shut her out, then the distance between us will only grow. I either hope that Celeste joins us on board, but I don't think that's a good idea, or at the end of the story we'll go back with whoever our romance partner, and then just visit Celeste physically. Yeah, hope at least we need to have a physical face-to-face contact with the sister. I don't want to let that happen. Plus, it'll be nice to talk freely with Celeste about my missions. I won't have to keep track or worry about if I've accidentally shared something I shouldn't have. I stifle a yawn. Speaking of missions, it doesn't seem like there's any progress on our current one yet. In that case, I'm going to take a quick nap so that whenever it's time to move, I'll be refreshed and ready to go. I get comfortable in bed and fall asleep immediately. I guess this is the time. A loud knocking on my door jolts me out of my dreams, so I'm pretty sure this is like the next segment of the story. What was that? I blink the grogginess out of my eyes and as my mind slowly returns to the present. I'm guessing we will be continuing the mission, right? The knocking continues, startling me once more. Just a second. I snap out of my bed and pull open the door. I blink when I see Kai standing in front of me. Hey man.
Hey yourself.
He looks me up and down.
My man, what are you wearing?
They are called pajamas.
Seriously? You don't sleep in the nude?
Yeah, he apparently sleeps nude then. It sounds like you wanted to see me naked. Hey, you should be happy I have these PJs on. Or are you saying you'd rather me answer the door naked? Kai recalls in horror.
Forget I said anything.
So, did you come here just to talk about my sleeping preferences?
Nope.
He snaps back to attention.
We've got to get going, dude. Iris called the team meeting about 10 minutes ago, and we're all waiting on you.
Shoot. I want to ask what the meeting is about, but it's not a good idea to keep the captain waiting. I'll find out once we get there, and we'll find out in the next episode. But for now, I'm just gonna end the episode right here. So to recap, we accepted the mission. We stopped one of the mercenaries from shooting Rook. We let Rook escape. We kinda got injured, and we have some good times with Luna. Then we had a conversation with our sister. So, and that's about it for that episode. Basically, to even recap it, basically we just accepted a new mission, and basically we just extended the mission duration instead of just ending the mission right there and then. So we could have ended the mission sooner, but I think we'll leave that for a second run onwards. But for now, I'm gonna end the episode right here. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Stay safe and have a great day. Bye bye.